What's going on, good people? Welcome to Lisa's Real Spill. Y'all know what we do over here. We just keep it real. Yes, we keep it simple. We keep it real over this mug. What's going on, y'all? Hey, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. Hey, y'all, it's a countdown going on. It's getting ready to be a new year. A new year. What's going on with people? Listen, I got a whole lot to say. I ain't got that much time to say it, but I'm gonna say it. Okay, we're gonna talk about it. It's a new year coming, right? And I know a lot of people be saying their New Year's resolutions and all that type of bull crap. I don't quite, I don't quite go for that. I feel like if it's something you want to do, you need to do it. Just simple as that, because tomorrow is not promised to nobody, you know. So if it's something you want to do, you should do it. You should just do it. And some people make New Year's resolutions and they say they're gonna do it. The new year come and go and they still don't do it. Like seriously. So let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Okay? Yeah, we are. We're gonna talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Because I just feel like, wait a minute, something's missing. I just feel as though uh that's just how I feel about it. I feel like if you're gonna do something, do it. Don't be waiting. Because you wait too long, you might not get to do it. You just never know. So don't be waiting. Just do it. I tell you just right and wrong because okay, the new year is coming. The new year is almost here, thank God. And now what? Now what? The new year is here. Now what? Now what? Right? Because what are you gonna do different? And this your thing though. You make your New Year's resolution, but this the thing that I think a lot of us need to do is worry about being consistent and worry about sticking with it. Sticking to whatever it is we say we're gonna do. Stick with it. Carry it out. Listen, this is a time where you can learn how to have loyalty to yourself. And you can learn to trust yourself by keeping your goals for New Year, your New Year's resolution, right? By keeping your goals and accomplishing them and being consistent with it. Okay. This is how you build trust with yourself. Okay. Because we break that trust so much with ourselves and we think it's okay. It's not okay because you get comfortable with that shit. You get comfortable with that shit. You really do. Right? You break that trust with yourself and you be like, oh, it's all right. I'll get it next time. Next time come and go, and you'll say, I'll do it next time. Right? But you never do it. And you never stick with it. And you don't stay consistent. That's a problem. That's a problem. So for the New Year's, it's okay to do your resolution shit. But make sure you put down there, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to carry out my goals for the new year. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to build trust with myself. I'm going to build loyalty with myself. See, because a lot of y'all think that doesn't matter, but it do. It do matter a lot. Okay? Give me a second. Give me a second of your time. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that. I had to take care of some business. I don't know why I'm not getting no what's the name on here like I got on YouTube. You heard me? I'm not getting no attraction on here at all. No, you should usually see some numbers up there or something. I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing, nothing. So I don't know what's going on. Usually some people will come on, you know. I don't know. But anyway, um, what was I saying? Oh, so back to what I was saying. You know, we listen. We have the new year come and go, and some of us, like I say, it make these New Year's resolution, but we don't stick with them. You got to learn to stick with it. You got to learn to have confidence within yourself. Be loyal to yourself. Trust. Build that trust with yourself by sticking with what you say you're going to do. Just by sticking with it. And let me tell you something. That's some hard shit. You want me to tell you why? Because you're not used to doing it. You're not used to following through with what you say you're going to do for yourself. Unless it's something that you like to do, right? Or if it's something you really want to do, then you'll follow through with it. But when you are trying to build yourself up, you know, rebuild yourself up from the inside, some of you won't take and get on there and be consistent with it. Some of you won't do that. But that's how you become a better person, by sticking with it, sticking with rebuilding yourself from the inside out. See, because it's deeper than the stuff you put on, material stuff. It's deeper than that. It goes deeper than that. Like, how, like some of y'all, like you got to be honest with yourself. Like I was saying, take about taking the mask off, right? And I was saying about the makeup. Now, I don't see nothing wrong with us women putting on our little makeup and stuff. Nothing at all. But when you get to a point where as though you wear that shit so much you won't come outside without it. You won't show your natural beauty. You gotta ask yourself now, what's going on here? I'm just being honest with you. You gotta ask yourself, what is going on here? That I don't want to show the natural beauty that God gave me without, you know, without makeup. Now we gotta talk about something. Now we got something to talk about because it goes deeper. It goes deeper, you know. And some of y'all just don't want to admit it. You don't want to admit it, and that's why some of y'all are still where you at because you don't want to own up to truth. Yes, sometimes the truth hurts. The truth makes us uncomfortable. But let's be clear about something. Do you want to know the truth so that you can change and become a better person? Or you want to keep on turning around a lie? You got to ask yourself that. You want the truth so you can, you know, build yourself up and become a better person and do better? Or you want to continue to carry around a lie? That's something you got to ask yourself, you know? I was talking to somebody today and they was like, I'm going on a healing journey. Man, I hope they do it. I hope they do it because they need it. I hope they do it because they need it. See, a healing journey is something you get on and you stay on. Even if you fall off, you get back up and you get back on it, and you continue your journey. You know, because it happens. Some of us get on the healing journey, and you might fall off. But what do? When you notice you done fell off? What do? You get your ass back up and get on there, and get back on there, and do what you gotta do. You know, because at the end of the day, what type of person you want to be? That's why I title just right and wrong, right and wrong. Because you gotta ask yourself, what type of person you want to be, right? What do you want to be? A person who people can trust what come out your mouth? Or do you want to be a person when you talking, everybody looking at you, but in their head they saying, "This ninja is full of shit." You understand? Because I've had people like that be talking to me, and in my head I'm saying, "Man, I hear him, but I don't hear him." You know? So you gotta ask yourself, do you want to be that type of person? Do you want to be a person who people love to see you coming? Not because, not being fake or phony, but because when you come, that light shine. When you come, good things, that good energy come up off of you, and you make everybody else feel good because of your energy and because of the things that you say out your mouth, right? You uplift people and make them want to feel, make them feel good, make them want to do better. You see what I'm saying? And so, you got to ask yourself, what type of person you want to be? Or do you want to be a killer or murderer or somebody out there selling drugs and shit? You got to ask yourself, at the end of the day, anybody can change. Anybody can change, okay? Some of us got so we judge, we point fingers and shit. But let me tell you something. Anybody can change. God can change anybody. Let me tell you something. I was a dope fiend, and God lifted me up. Do you hear me? And changed my whole life. Like, when you look at me, I don't look like what I've been through. Okay? God will pick you up and clean you up and put you where he wants you to be. Okay? But it's all up to you at the end of the day and what you want to do with your life, how you want to carry it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you can be a good person, even though some of you are dealing with trauma and stuff, and you got in your head that you can't change. That's a lie. That's a lie. I can show you can change. Oh yeah, you can change if you really want it, you know? And that's the thing. We got to stop thinking so negative about ourselves. I think that's what really messes a lot of us up because we think negative about ourselves. You know, we always got them negative thoughts hanging in our head. You got to get rid of that stuff. You got to get rid of that stuff. You got to get rid of it because it's a better way, y'all. And I always think about this. When you know better, you do better. You know? So at the end of the day, it's all up to you and what you want to do. Do you want people looking down on you? And let me hold up. When I say that, I'm not saying we're supposed to get caught up in how people look at us and all that, right? But what I'm saying is that, do you want to continue being that bad person? You understand what I'm saying? Because some people are bad people, and people know they bad people, and that's how they look at them. Or some people just try to stay away from people like that. You don't have to be like that forever. You can make a change. You know, you can make a change. And so I wanted to talk about this because I know some of y'all are doing y'all New Year's resolutions and all that. But I want you to really give it some thought, because I want, if you're making them, stick with it. Be consistent. Okay? Stick with it and be consistent with it, because it does you no good if you make them and then you don't follow through. You see what I'm saying? What good is that going to do you if you make these New Year's resolutions, right? But then you don't never follow through. You see what I'm saying? That it just don't, it's not going to work like that. It really isn't. If you're gonna do them, if you're gonna do them, stick with them. You see what I'm saying? Stick with it and handle your business. Yeah, that's what you want to do. If you're gonna do it, but stick with it. Follow through. Follow through. That's important, to follow through. That is so, so important. That's my daughter, y'all. That's my daughter back there. She be singing and stuff. But yeah, that's very important for you to do that for yourself. Not so much as for somebody else, but for you. You don't feel like you deserve to be for you to be loyal to yourself. You don't feel like you should trust. You should be able to trust yourself. See, some of us are caught up and we think like that. We think we are not good enough. We think that we are not worth uh the time, putting that time in to make ourselves better. You know what I'm saying? And that's all a lie, man. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do anything that you put your mind to. Like seriously. And that's something that you can really, really do, is make your life a better life. You know? You can do that. Don't ever think you can't. Like I said, you can make change in your life if you really want to. But you know what happens to some of us? We get comfortable. We get comfortable with what we're doing. And that's why we can't, uh, that's why we can't change. We think it's so hard for us to change, but it's not. It just takes some work. You got to put some work in. And that's with anything that you want out of life. You got to put some damn work into it. You can't go in it thinking, oh, it's all going to happen overnight and stuff like that, because that's not the way it goes. You got to put some work in it, good people. You really do. You got to put some work in, but it's worth it. It is worth it. You are worth it, and that's where y'all gotta regroup, change your mindset. You gotta work on changing your mindset, because some of us got so much negative stuff. We turn around so much negative stuff about our own self, right? And it's time for you to release that. Get rid of it. It's time for you to release it and get rid of it. And stop carrying that stuff around. It's not helping you, it's just hurting you. It's just hurting you. You look up, right? Just like with trauma. Sometimes some of y'all done had trauma that happened to y'all in your childhood. Y'all grown, got kids of your own. You still carrying around that trauma. That trauma is still affecting your life. Okay? Because you need to do something about it. You got to free yourself. You got to face the truth. You got to face the truth so that you can get rid of that stuff. Like seriously. And you can do it. You can do it. If you really want to do it, you can do it. You hear what I say? You can do it. If you really want to do it. Seriously. It can be done. All you gotta do is do it. Say you're gonna do it and stick with it and be consistent. Like I say, some of us gotta learn how to build that trust back with ourselves because we don't let ourselves down so much. And we think that it doesn't affect you, but it does. Because you get to a point. How many times you just said you're gonna do something, and then when you don't do it, you be like, oh well, you know, oh well, I'll get it done next time, and you just brush it off. That's because you don't let yourself down so much that you are used to that. You are used to letting yourself down. And you gotta get to a place where it's though, you know, um, you gotta build that trust back up with yourself. Because you have gotten used to that. You got used to letting yourself down and you saying, oh well, I tried the next time. That's not good. That's not good at all. That's not good. You got to build your trust back up with yourself. You got to build loyalty, your loyalty with yourself and everything. You really do. And some people think it's not a big thing, but it is. You don't let yourself down so much. You don't lost trust in yourself. So you just say, I'll try it again next time, you know? And a lot of people do it. And I ain't lying. Y'all know I ain't lying. A lot of people do that shit. A lot of people do it. Mhm. Oh yeah. Oh, I'll get it next time. I'll work this out next time. You know. No, stop doing yourself like that. Work that shit out now. You see what I'm saying? Work it out now. Stop talking about you'll work it out next time. No, work it out now. Work it out now. Start building trust with yourself and work it out now. Stop telling yourself, I'll get it done next time. I'll get this done next time. I'll get it next time. I'll get it next time. And some of y'all do it all the time. And it causes, it leaves damage. Because you get to a point where you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself. That's how it goes. You do not trust yourself. That's what ends up happening. You stop trusting in yourself. You see what I'm saying? That's the truth. You stop trusting in yourself. We gotta stop. You gotta stop doing that. Like I said, I started a new program. Yes, I did. Because I want to get people out of that. Get people to help people to get back into believing in themselves and getting their confidence back and stuff like that. You know, seriously, that's what it's about. You gotta get that back. You gotta get that shit back, man. Some of y'all don't care nothing about yourself. You just doing stuff and it's whatever. If you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. No, you gotta stop that. You gotta start tapping into yourself, and you gotta get back to believing in yourself and trusting yourself. You really do. You gotta get that back. It's important. It's important to get that back. It really is. It's important to get that back. And some of it come from you not loving yourself too. Some of you don't love yourself like that. And because you don't love yourself, you end up doing things, right? You end up doing things to yourself because you don't love yourself. That's bad. That's bad. Start the year out for those that's doing New Year's resolutions. Start the year out loving yourself. And when I say loving yourself, I'm not talking about going out buying stuff. I'm talking about I'm not talking about going out buying material shit and stuff like that. No. I'm talking about healing. You owe yourself that. You owe yourself that much. Okay? To heal. Start out with healing. Okay? The trauma that you have. And if you need my help, reach out to me. I will help you. Okay? I will help you. I be meaning to put the link in the description box. I'll remind myself to do it when I get off of here. I'm gonna put the link in the description box. You can get the free journal, and there's other stuff on there. Go look on my website. I do sessions. I do clarity calls. Okay, so if you need my help, I'm here. I'm all in. I'm all in because I want to see people do better. And from where I come from, if I can change, anybody can change. Do you hear me? If I can make a change, anybody can make a change. Because I come from the scum of the earth. Like I come from the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. All right. And if God can lift me up and clean me up, he can do the same thing for you. You understand? But it takes work. It takes work, good people. And I think that's what some of y'all don't want to put that work in. Some of y'all don't want to face truth. You got to learn to face that truth about yourself because that's what's going to set you free. When you finally make a choice and a decision to look at the truth about you, it's going to set you free. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong. Once you start accepting you for who you are, for who you really are, guess what? Nobody's going to be able to say anything. And if they do say anything, it's not even going to affect you. You know why? Because you have learned how to accept you for you. You have learned to accept your truth. And so once you accept your truth, what can somebody else do with it? Once you have accepted it, what can anybody else do with it? Yeah, they can talk about it. They can try to make it, try to make things, try to come at you with it and all that. But once you have accepted the truth, your truth, can't nobody touch you. Ain't nobody gonna be able to touch you with that. Trust and believe me, I know. I know because let me tell you something. When I got clean, right? Well, before I even got clean, I had people that was talking about me and everything. And it hurt me because these people were family. And of course, family, you love your family, right? And you don't want your family to do you like that. But these people was my family. And I got talked about and stuff. And it was hurtful. But guess what? Once I got clean, got myself together, they was trying to talk and it ain't even affect me. It didn't even affect me, because I was living in my truth, right? I could talk about my shit, you know. And one day I told them, y'all, why y'all keep trying to talk about me? You can't tell my story. My story is my story. And you can't tell it because you didn't live it. Stop trying to tell my damn story. My story is my story. I said, y'all getting on my nerves with that. Every time I come around, y'all, they call me, want me to come around. As soon as I come around, everybody want to bring up something from 10 years ago. I ain't did nothing to them, but they just want to bring up shit. Call this, I bringing up my shit from over 10 years ago. I'm like, psh. So I stopped going around. See, once you get the strength, once you start to face your stuff, right? And you get the strength to accept your truth and live with it. Hey, can't nobody else do nothing to you. Yeah, they can say stuff. Yeah, they can. Yeah. But people gonna say stuff anyway. That's the world we live in. People say shit out their mouth all the time because that's the type of world we live in. And we got some hurt people walking around here. We got a lot of hurt people walking around here. So that's to be expected. That's how the world is. But once you face your truth, right? Can't nobody else do nothing to you. They can try to say stuff, but it's not going to affect you because you have faced your truth and you have accepted it. So they can try to bring it up and stuff, but that shit ain't gonna bother you. You already know your truth. You understand what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying, y'all. If you make a New Year's resolution, make sure you stick with it and you stay consistent with it. Okay, because that's important. You can make them, but are you gonna stick with it? Right? Are you gonna stick with it and do it? Or are you just, talking New Year's resolution stuff because everybody else doing it? Because a lot of times that's what people do. People get caught up in that stuff because they hear everybody else talking. So, and they don't want to be left out of the conversation. So they got to put their little 5 cents in about their New Year's resolutions. But are you really going to stick with them? And people that hasn't healed from trauma, that should be your number one resolution, is to heal from your trauma. Like, seriously. Because if you don't do that, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck in the rut. You're going to be stuck where you at if you don't heal from your trauma. I'm telling you. So I hope y'all the best. I wish y'all the best. Be safe. Stay safe. And I holler.